Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We go over all of the exciting and top stories shared on our site, stack.com, or as some like to say, stack3d.com, from the past 7 days. I do apologize, as last week we had an episode recorded and in the tank. However, the microphone just did not play nicely. We ended up having to scrap it as the audio did not come out nicely. But we are back this week with just as much excitement, if not more, as last week we saw just a huge amount of new releases pop up, teased, revealed, launched, and whatnot. And we're going to kick this episode off with something that came in last Sunday, and that is from Rocket Nutrition. Now, Rocket Nutrition is a German brand who last year won our award for Best Booth at FIBO in Cologne, Germany. We've been following them a little bit before then, and the brand has always done extremely well, extremely exciting products. They've always done really creative stuff, a lot of limited editions, a lot of special editions, and so this year, last weekend, the brand pretty much launched a whole bunch of products or supplements around the same time, or basically around when FIBO was meant to take place. If you didn't know, FIBO was cancelled this year. About a month or so ago, I think it was cancelled. But Rocket Nutrition has just pretty much pumped out all of their, we feel like what they would have bought to the FIBO Expo anyway, and they were not short on number of products. They dropped a new and improved version of their Yum Yum protein bar. They reintroduced a previously limited edition flavor of their concentrated flavoring powder, Smacktastic, which is basically you throw it into powders and supplements and smoothies and whatnot to add the desired flavor, and the returning flavor is baklava. And then you also had, I should actually explain baklava, at least I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a very popular dessert, typically found in the likes of Europe, specifically Germany as well, and so it's a very locally inspired themed flavor, but those are sort of the two less exciting products. Also in the mix with Rocket Nutrition, in their whole bunch of supplements they launched recently, was a superfood supplement called OMG, which means not oh my god. On this occasion, it is oh my greens, and these guys packed the hell out of this one. And if you're looking for numbers, they jammed over 20 grams of fruits and greens into this, which is a significantly large amount compared to what we're typically used to seeing. But there were a few other things as well, so it wasn't just that. But again, Oh My Greens was just one of 4 entirely new supplements. Alongside that, the brand also had a meal replacement called Benefit. They introduced their first ever vegan-friendly plant-based protein powder called No Way, very similar to a couple other products we've seen out there in terms of title that use that No Way kind of ironic naming. And then there was also a new pre-workout the brand dropped called Goat. So it was a jam-packed weekend, which, like I said, they dropped it the same weekend as FIBO was meant to take place. So you have to imagine that these were going to be coming out for FIBO, and Rocket just went ahead and dropped them at the time that they would have been in Cologne celebrating the expo anyway. But you can check all of them out on this site. Just go to stack.com, type in Rocker, and it'll be the most recent story. We move from Rocker over to Rise, who is making a bit of noise since the start of the year. They kind of said they were going to have a big year. Most brands do, but Rise has definitely been hitting headlines as of late. They kickstarted the year with the signing of Jeremy Buendia, well-known bodybuilder or men's physique bodybuilder. And then they followed that announcement up with the launch of their first ever liquid supplement, which is not exactly an RTD type thing, but a liquid carnitine, so a basic liquid carnitine. And then more recently, Rise announced that it's coming out with its first real RTD or drink with a blackout series, an RTD version of its blackout series pre-workout. Now we know the formulas aren't going to be the same, so the RTD version will have a different set of active ingredients compared to the original, but it is going to be still very much intense, hardcore, with like the blackout theme. The reason I'm bringing them up again this time around, or today, is that Rise announced another new product that's coming in May, which is when the Blackout RTD is meant to launch, and it is going to be the Loaded Bar. Now, this is going to be a whole food-based high-protein snack, very similar at least from what I'm told, to the likes of the Outright bar. It's going to feature a very nut butter base, and it's going to launch in 3 flavors. But in saying that it is going to be similar to the Outright bar, it is also going to have a lot less carbohydrates and sugar, from what I understand. 250 calories in total, 15 grams of protein, only 10 grams of sugar, 13 grams of fat, and there will be 3 flavors to choose from, all of which will keep that peanut butter, that nut butter theme going. They're all going to be peanut butter based, with peanut butter cookie, white chocolate chip peanut butter, and chocolate fudge peanut butter. So all out peanut butter flavors, very similar to Outright, which is very heavily known for its nut butter flavors, although they have stepped outside of peanut butter on several occasions with their flavors. But you can check out all of the details on that Rise bar, which is not only going to be a whole food based bar, but it's also going to be the first real edible product from Rise. They haven't launched a snack edible of any kind, so it's a very functional drive from Rise, as it seems, because the bar, and then you've got the RTD coming in May. So these are on-the-go functional things, an area that Rise has just never touched until it hasn't touched right now, but will be touching in May, when both of those supplements are meant to arrive. The RTD, I know for sure, is coming in May, but the loaded bar, they said is going to be coming in late May, potentially early June, but you can go to the site and read more about that there. Next, we're going to go to something of a trend that we've seen, which I think was kind of cool, at least to see the takes that you get. So with COVID-19 going on right now, a lot of brands are launching immune support supplements, not too surprisingly, to basically help your immune system, strengthen and support. And a lot of companies have started coming out with more complex formulas. Now, some have said they're already in the works and they're just coming out now. Some have made a priority to bring those out now. But a couple of big names that announced that type of supplement this past week was, firstly, Glaxon. Now, Glaxon is arguably one of the most exciting brands on the market right now, only launching in the last few months of last year, but they've really made a name for themselves in the short amount of time they've been available. But they announced a product called Arc Immune. Now, this is, like all of their products, the label and branding is inspired by pop culture, and it is a Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark themed branding. And they basically announced that they're coming out with a full comprehensive immune support supplement called Arc. We don't know what's in it just yet. They confirmed that there was going to be the premium trace minerals, prebiotic, and a few other ingredients to help support your immune system. But knowing Glaxon, it is going to be a comprehensive formula. So if you're concerned about the formula, it's probably not worth it, because they've done a pretty solid job with all of their supplements so far. So I don't imagine immune support being an area that they're going to let up. And that product is due to launch now, and you can get a glimpse of it. But as I said, there are a couple brands that unveiled exciting, more comprehensive immune support supplements this past week. And the other one is Animal. Now, Animal is, as you know, they're the legacy hardcore brand, one of the first originals, if not the first hardcore brand, with their Animal Pack, the legendary multivitamin Animal Pack. And so over the years, they've made tweaks and changes to Animal Pack. But one thing that I don't think I've ever seen, and I could be wrong, I've never seen it, is a spin-off of Animal Pack. While they do have other pack-style supplements, Animal Stack, Animal Test, and all that, they don't have a spin-off of Animal Pack, an actual alternate version or something like that. They do have a flavored one, but it's still called Animal Pack, and it's still very much the same kind of main ingredients. This past week, Animal announced Animal Pack Immune, and as the name suggests, it is indeed going to be an immune support version of Animal Pack. It's going to feature an alternative teal label design, so it'll have that classic Animal Pack iconic graphic with the stylistic silhouettes and graphic of the bodybuilder in the background, but it'll feature a teal color instead of a yellow like the classic Animal Pack. And again, it'll be more focused on strengthening and supporting your immune system. From what we've been told, you are going to be able to use this. It's not going to be a replacement for Animal Pack, just an overall multivitamin health formula that's designed to help you support your immune system. So it's it's a complete spin-off. Very cool to see the brand do something like this. And from what we've been told, this is also going to be a product that is going to be free to begin with. I think they're going to be giving it away to like first responders and emergency services, people on the front line, helping the COVID-19 pandemic, very much like NutriBio has done. Was another one who's done really well with immune support supplements. They announced several new products. They launched a comprehensive one called Immune, and they also announced a product called First Response, which is a supplement that they've put together exclusively for people working on the front line to help support, strengthen their immune system. And it's not a supplement you get any other way other than for being a first responder, and it's free to claim. If you go to the site and just type in NutriBio, you'll be able to get the email where you just email in and they'll send it out to you. So a lot of great brands coming out with some top quality immune stuff. And we'll have more details specifically on the Glaxon one and the animal one as that information comes in. Next on the list of interesting updates is Jim Stoppani's brand, Jim. Now, I don't know when the last time I actually saw something from Jim, entirely new, I mean. We've seen plenty of new flavors from Jim and his brand for the past few months. But I can't remember the last time I saw something entirely new, like a completely new supplement. This past week, that's exactly what we got. And by completely new, I just mean like it's not an entirely new supplement. It's essentially a spin-off, or at least a very similar version of some supplement similar to Shred Gym. Now, Shred Gym was launched a long, long time ago. One of Jim's much earlier supplements, primarily designed to help people burn fat, help people lose weight. And the new product is called Gym SS8 or Gym Super Shred. It's basically named after Jim Stoppani's own training program, also called SS8 or Super Shred. And it's a very similar formula to the original Shred Gym. If you're at all familiar with the product itself, a lot of the main ingredients that are in that original Shred Gym are in this new Gym SS8 or Super Shred. In addition to a few other new features, there's additional grains of paradise, your hembeans in there, and there's also a lot more caffeine compared to the regular version. The serving structure is a little bit different as well. I believe it's 30 servings per bottle. I actually can't remember if it's what the original Shred Gym is, but the new SS8, it has 30 servings per bottle, and more importantly, there you go, sorry, Shred Gym, the original one, has 40 servings, and this new, higher energy, more modern version, Shred SS8 or Gym SS8, it has 30 servings, and this one is actually only available at GNC, or at least from what I can see right now. I haven't seen it anywhere else. But in saying that, the original Shred Gym that you can find at bodybuilding.com, that one's not at GNC, so I mean, it's might be an exclusive to them. I don't know. They're the only ones with it at the moment. But again, similar formulas with a few new features. And the other kind of interesting thing here is that the price tag on it is very, very different from the original Shred Gym. I can't remember exactly what it is at bodybuilding.com. I think it might be like $30 for that original. GNC's Gym SS8 or Super Shred is $60, and you get that 30 servings. So it's a slightly different formula. Like as I mentioned, a lot of the ingredients and dosages from that original have been carried over to the to SS8 in addition to a few new ingredients. But again, the price is quite a bit different at $60. But you can check out that in more detail on the site. We go over all the ingredients and differences, I guess, that gym fans can expect with the new Shred Gym or Gym SS8 that you can find at GNC. We're going to round out this episode with two stories from quite possibly my favorite category right now with the lockdown going on. Energy drinks are the highlight of my day. They taste amazing. We've of course got news from the energy drink game this past week. Now, I'm not sure if we mentioned it on the episode we didn't get to put out or the one before, but Bang has finally revealed its two new flavors that it's put together in partnership with what we previously didn't really know. All we knew was that they had two exclusive new flavors of their flagship Bang energy drink, and and they were put together with someone. Now, everything's kind of been revealed so we can explain exactly what it is. So what the brand has done is they've created 2 flavors inspired and in support of the troops. And they feature a very patriotic design on the can themselves. They're, as you'd expect, red, white, and blue. They're very different. As I mentioned, there are 2 flavors. They're both red, white, and blue, but feature different mixes of those colors to separate the flavors. And in that dead center B logo that Bang has on all of its energy drinks, there is the American flag in the background of the B, and there's also a fighter jet dead center. So very, very, very troop military themed, very patriotic, very, very eye-catching designs. But as for the flavors, the first one is Strawberry Blast, and that's the one that's primarily blue. And then you have the much lighter, whiter colored can, and that's Purple Kittles. Now, a lot of people ask the same question that I was curious as to what the hell Purple Kittles actually is. I suspect it's a Skittles kind of thing, purely because of that name and that LES at the end. I don't actually know, though. It's maybe like a purple Skittles flavor, like a grape candy. I don't know. We haven't tried it, and they didn't really have a description with it. But the name drew out a lot of comments on social media, and people were asking what the hell it is. So I guess we'll probably put it out if someone lets us know and gets their hands on it. Which is another, as I mentioned, this is an exclusive drink, and that's another big area of this one, is that from what they're saying, this isn't going to be available everywhere. Bang itself said that you're only going to be able to find it at select military bases. So this isn't something, by the sounds of things, you're going to be able to pick up at your local vitamin shop and all that. They've said only select military bases, which again, we'll see, I guess, as it rolls out, because from what I've seen, the pictures, it is now available. So I guess if we can find it online, if we see someone with it, we'll put it on the site. But the last we heard was that it's at select military bases, and that's all we have to go off. As mentioned, we're going to finish the show with 2 stories of energy drinks, and the second one comes from the leader of the gaming market, and that is none other than G Fuel. I think we mentioned G Fuel several times, if not every podcast we've done this year. They've been on a streak, man. They've been killing it, while they are primarily, if not only, a gaming supplement brand. They've been just dynamite over the past few months, teasing new flavors, hyping new flavors, and these flavors, they are just doing new flavors, but that's been their game. They really only make the one product, G Fuel, and they have the hydration spin-off and the energy drink spin-off. But G Fuel is their flagship product, named after the brand, or the brand named after the product. But so they've announced several new flavors for the original powder. One thing that G Fuel has focused a lot more on is new flavors for the actual energy drink. Now, last year they actually launched it in 4 flavors and didn't add anything more to it in the following months. This year they actually launched Black on Blackberry, which was a flavor from the regular G Fuel powder, put together in partnership with Dr. Disrespect, the Twitch streamer. Now, following that announcement of Dr. Disrespect's flavor becoming an energy drink, G Fuel has just been hammering out more and more teasers, confirming more and more new flavors coming to the beverage, and they just didn't stop. So in the past few months, they announced 4 new flavors. The latest one actually been announced this past week, and there is a FaZe Rugs Sour Chug Rug. So these are, just to note, these are all flavors that were already available for the powder and making the leap to the G Fuel energy drink. FaZe Rug Sour Chug Rug, Roman Atwood's Bahama Mama, and FaZe Rain's Tropical Rain. Sorry, actually, I miscounted. There is also the Nemesis tea, which I think we mentioned in a previous episode. G Fuel's teamed up with the gaming company behind Resident Evil 3 and created a flavor of the regular G Fuel energy drink. They also made the same flavor for the powder. That one's available, and the drink wasn't launched alongside it, but the drink is available now. And in addition to those 4, those 3, 4, I'm losing count, there's too many. There's the Tropical Rain, Bahama Mama, Sour Chug Rug, Nemesis tea, and the one they just announced this past week is another flavor that was inspired by a member of the FaZe clan, and launched for the original G Fuel powder, and that is Raging Gummy Fish, the candy gummy inspired flavor. So they've got 5 that they've announced, 6 if you count the Black on Blackberry, which is already available. So they've announced 6 new flavors for the energy drink in the past first 3 months of this year alone, which is insane. They've launched one, and as mentioned, they just dropped Nemesis T, and so you've got 4 that have yet to become available. However, if you follow the site, hence why I'm bringing it up, they launched 2 more of those 6 new flavors in total. They launched, I think it was Tropical Rain and I think it actually might have been the Sour Chug Rug, Tropical Rain, and the Bahama Mama. So they launched 3, leaving just the Raging Gummy Fish to come. But they launched them exclusively to people who had signed up to a waitlist. They weren't available to everyone. And of those 3 flavors, Sour Chug Rug was the only one people can buy by itself. Tropical Rain and Bahama Mama are only available in a variety pack in combination with Sour Chug Rug and Black on Blackberry. So I know that I've just thrown out a lot of words. It's a lot to take in. But as mentioned, G Fuel has just been on rampage over the past few months, and I'm impressed with just how well they've been able to basically speed things up. Last year they were going their regular pace, and it was big for them to launch the G Fuel energy drink, being that launching an energy drink is no easy task, and so that was big for them. And then to come this year and just hammer out, announce 6 new flavors, all of which are available to some extent minus 1, which I have to imagine is coming soon. It's very impressive to see what they've been doing, especially with them being such a specific niche brand for the gaming market. I will say that I haven't tried any of the new flavors, but I have got my hands on one of the variety packs. So I'm going to get 1 can each of the Sour Chug Rug, Tropical Rain, Bahama Mama, and Black on Blackberry, and I will be doing a review. I do prefer to kind of taste them before writing the review and then continuing to taste it, but we've only got 1 can each, so that review is going to be as realistic and fresh as it gets, and that will be on the site soon when we get them. We'll be putting it out straight away. So yeah, definitely check out G Fuel. If you had trouble following everything I just blurted out with the new energy drink flavors, rewind or just go to the site. We try and break it down as easy as possible. They just have a mountain of things going on. I mean, in all these new flavors that they have come in, and then these collaborations with the likes of Resident Evil, it's a hugely exciting time for fans of G Fuel, and me myself, I'm a fan of the gaming brand ever since we kind of stumbled across them several years ago. But yeah, definitely a brand that I feel like kind of just warming up and probably has a mountain more planned for the year. But for this episode, that is it. Definitely stay tuned for more. We'll be back again next week. Pretty sure the microphone's in good condition, and it'll hold up. So thank you.